shark neck launcher!
That's that's classic Ray right there.
So we're watching top 10 places to visit in the UK.
Ooh.
Okay, so we do plan eventually someday, probably a few years away yet, because we have many
8
responsibilities.
dogs and 2 businesses.
2 businesses.
And
So,
children.
well, actually 1 business kind of now, but
2 in 1.
merged into 1. Anyhow, and lots of dogs. So
Yes, and 2 children.
our
Don't
hope
forget
is
the children.
our hope is to retire early. Anyhow, one of our trips is going to be to our motherland,
We're not gonna
the
retire
UK.
early.
No, we're going to work till we're dead. But
We work in the day I die.
maybe the YouTube channel will be our way out.
You serious?
You serious? Anyhow, so we got a video, and it's top 10 places to visit in the UK. I'm sure this is disputable, arguable, whatever, and you guys probably have some suggestions too. But we're just going to go with this and see what we could see.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyhow,
Are these like sites or something?
yeah, just sites to see in the UK.
Nice.
And by UK, I mean like England, Scotland,
Okay.
Wales,
So all over the place.
and Northern Ireland. So
Okay.
I think Southern Ireland is its own republic or whatever, its own thing. I might have got mixed that up. I don't know. I do have a confession to make though. Is and I feel terribly stupid for this, but Wales. I didn't realize Wales is its own country.
Oh.
Yeah. You ever hear the Welsh, Wales, and so forth? And I always think it's just part of England,
Oh.
and it is
okay.
part of the UK, but it's actually its own little country
Okay.
or state, whatever you want to call it. Part of the UK. I would call it more of a state, I guess.
Wales is its own country?
Yeah.
Pretending I don't know to make it feel
And well, that worked. Yeah. Okay. We'll bring Jenny with us too.
bad. I have nothing to say about this.
Anyhow, that's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
I think he explains that in here anyways.
Okay, cool.
All right, let's go take a look at top 10 places to visit in the UK.
Favorite places. So here's my UK top 10. The United Kingdom is made up of the countries of England, Wales, Northern Ireland, and Scotland. If you want to go back in time and feel like you're in a fairy tale or a Harry Potter film, the UK is the place for you.
Harry
It's
Potter.
easy to see why so many myths and legends were born here.
That's pretty.
It's one of the world's most enchanting places. Alright, so for our first location, we're going to go visit possibly the most iconic city in the world, London. I've traveled more to London than any other international destination. I have to say it's my favorite city in the world, and I just keep coming back. Everything from the double-decker buses to the energy of Piccadilly Circus makes the city feel so alive. There's just so many places to see. You can check out the iconic Big Ben and walk across the bridge to see
Definitely.
the Palace of
Looks like
Westminster.
Parliament Hill
There's the
almost.
Tower Bridge, which is possibly the most famous bridge in all of London. You can go see the Stoic Guards at Buckingham Palace or take a ride on the London Eye. If you haven't already been to London, I'd highly recommend
Never been to
visiting
London.
when you can. It's hard to beat the London atmosphere. There's no city like it in the world. Alright, so after
I always
exploring...
get people say like London's bad or London's good. There's no in between. Like you either love it or you hate it, I guess. I don't know.
I think that goes for anywhere.
And when you said Parliament Hill looks like that, basically it's kind of like our Canadian Parliament
It
in
does.
Ottawa.
Yeah.
Basically reflects the English London.
Yeah, with the
Tradition,
Royal
yeah.
Mounted Police and all that
Yeah,
kind of stuff. And
That's right. So,
yeah, it
We're not-
looks very similar actually.
well, it's our culture where we
Yeah.
came from. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
So yeah, we do have that.
we're not that far removed. Oh, hi. Are you coming to London with us?
Just
I
like
mean,
popping in and out.
the UK. Yeah, Jenny's our special pop-in guest. Try our pop-up book with Jenny.
Pop rocks.
All right. This continue on.
London, we're going to make the 2-hour drive
Stonehenge.
over to Stonehenge.
I wanna see
Located in Wiltshire, England, lies one of the most famous man-made rock structures in the world. There's a lot of mystery surrounding Stonehenge, like what was its purpose and how was it made. Archaeologists believe it was constructed back between 3000 to 2000 BC. Stonehenge consists of a ring of rocks, each being around 13 feet high and weighing nearly 25 tons each. It's unclear what the exact purpose of Stonehenge was. It's believed that it was used as an astronomical observatory or a religious site. Either way, it sure makes you stop and think how people thousands of years ago were able to construct this. Alright, so after Stonehenge, we're gonna head on over to the Jurassic Coast. While you won't find any dinosaurs here, you might find some fossils on the beach. The Jurassic Coast
Look at
is
that.
England's only natural
Wow.
World Heritage Site, and it's become popular with its white cliffs and picturesque beaches that are full of fossils formed over 65 million years ago. One of the most famous spots
Oh,
on
that's
the
cool.
Jurassic Coast is Durdledore. It's this limestone arch that goes straight into the ocean. There's a great beach there, and I just can't think of a better
Gotta
place
go
to spend
swimming
during
there.
the hot English summers. One of my favorite spots
my
on the
God, look at
Jurassic
that.
Coast is Old
Looks like
Harry's
a
Rocks.
puzzle
Now,
piece.
special
It
thanks
does,
to my
yeah.
friend David Rule for providing this footage. He has an awesome Instagram and YouTube that I'll provide in the description below. I remember the first time I saw his picture of this place, and I was just baffled by the scenery there. The Old Harry Rocks are these sea stacks that are made completely out of chalk that mark the end of the Jurassic Coast. In World War II, the stacks were used as target practice for pilots, so that's kind of crazy. I just love the combination of the
That's kinda
green meadows
crazy.
with the white cliffs and the blue ocean. I mean, it's just hard to beat that scenery.
That's beautiful,
That's
eh?
awesome.
Yeah.
Alright, so after the Jurassic Coast, we're going to head up north to visit the country of Wales. Now, Wales is located in the southwest part of Great Britain. It's famous for its mountainous national parks, picturesque coastline, and distinct Welsh language. One of the most scenic places in Wales is the Snowdonia National Park. It's a region in northwest Wales that is known for its mountains and lakes. The highest peak in Wales, Mount Snowdon, is located in the park with an elevation of 10,085 meters. You can hike on up there, or you can take the Snowdon Mountain Railway to the top. If you're lucky, you might be able to see Ireland across the sea. Alright, so after Wales, we're going to head to the Isle of Man. Now, located in the Irish Sea, right between England and Ireland, lies a rugged island known for its rural landscapes and medieval castles. While it's technically not part of the United Kingdom, it has status of crown dependency, and the UK is responsible
know
for its defense and external relations. The Isle of Man has had an interesting history. Humans have lived on it since 6500 BC, and in the 19th century it was ruled by Norway. But in 1266 the island became part of Scotland, and now it is a self-governing isle. An interesting place on the Isle of Man is Peel Castle. It was constructed by Vikings in the 11th century and
cool.
just sits right on the ocean. I mean, it's a pretty cool castle if you ask me. Alright, so after the Isle of Man, we're going to head across the sea to visit Northern Ireland. Now, Ireland is full of just beautiful scenery, dramatic coastal cliffs, and countless castles. Back in 1921,
castles.
Ireland was
I
split
do
into
too.
Northern and Southern Ireland
I
as a
don't
result
like
of the
castles.
Government of Ireland Act of 1920. While Southern Ireland became a free Irish state, Northern Ireland remained within the United Kingdom. The capital of Northern Ireland is the city of Belfast, which is the birthplace of the Titanic ship. One of the most iconic places in Northern Ireland is the Dark Hedges. It's this road lined with beech trees
That's
planted in the
cool, eh?
18th century. It was used as a filming location for the Game of Thrones. On the northern coast, you can check out the Carrick Already rope bridge or see the basalt columns at the Giant's Causeway.
Would you walk across a rope bridge? Yeah, she would.
I might. I might.
You have to.
I don't do good with heights very much anymore.
Yeah.
I used to jump off bridges, but
No, you don't.
depends on
Well, I know that,
how,
but-
how I. How
You
high
went
up
from
it is.
jumping off of bridges to being afraid of heights. What happened?
I don't know what happened.
All right.
I'm not sure actually. It just started one day and it was like, my first instinct is to get low to the ground and grab onto something
All
as
right.
low as I can.
Oh, well, I'll drag you across then. I'll just carry on my shoulders. Caveman.
Yeah, that's gonna go well.
Oh. All right, here we go.
I mean, there's just so much history and beauty in
Oh,
Ireland,
that's pretty.
and it just makes me want to go there and explore. Alright, so for our next location, we're going to head to Scotland to visit the
Oh,
Isle of Skye.
look at
This is
that.
probably my all-time favorite place in the UK.
That is beautiful.
You literally feel like you're in a
Yeah,
fairy
that's
tale when you
cool.
visit there. I was lucky enough to go to the Isle of Skye last summer, and it's about a 5-hour drive from Edinburgh. One of the most impressive places in the Isle of Skye is the Old Manor Store. It's one of my all-time favorite rock formations. I felt like I was on the set of Game of Thrones when I was there. Now to get to the Old Manor store, it's about a 4-kilometer hike. You'll walk through some conservation gates and you'll reach the famous rock pinnacles. I went for sunrise and sunset and both occasions were breathtaking. When I was there was just like crows flying around the rock and there were some sheep running around. I mean, it was just a magical
That's
place.
cool.
So the legend of the Old Manor store is supposedly a giant lived there a long time ago, and when he was buried, his thumb was left sticking out of the ground.
Thumb?
When you go there, it's easy to
Is that
see
his
why it's
penis
one
or
of the
his
world's
thumb?
most iconic rock formations. It's one of my all-time favorite places, and I recommend
his
everyone to
penis
see
if
it
it
at
was
least
his
once in their
thumb.
life. Just a few minutes away from the Old Manor store, there is a breathtaking waterfall called Meout Falls.
Oh, look
That
at
cascades down to the ocean. There's a nice viewpoint where you can look at the waterfall. The surrounding sea cliffs in the area are also stunning. One of the most famous is Kilt Rock, which are right by Meout Falls. I mean, it's just such a cool area. There aren't many waterfalls that fall straight into the ocean. If you're looking to find some ferries, you may want to check out the ferry pools. There are these picturesque blue pools that lie at the base of the Black Colons. When I was there were so many midges. I didn't dare
Did you
get
just say black colons?
close to water, so make sure you bring some bug spray.
I'm
If
so
you want to
mature.
do a beautiful hike, I'd also recommend visiting the Korang. It's one of the most beautiful areas in the Isle of Skye. You feel like you're walking on a giant golf course. I found this crazy vantage point to get a good 360 view of the whole area. Alright, so after the Isle of Skye, we're going to head over to the nearby Eileen Donan Castle. If you're driving to the Isle of Skye, you will drive right by this. It's one of my favorite castles in the UK. Situated on a small tidal island, at the point where the 3 great sea locks meet. The castle was built in the 13th century. I'm so mad at myself I didn't visit the castle when I was there. I wasn't able to check it out. That's one of my biggest regrets of when I visited the UK, so don't make the same mistake I made. Alright, so after castle, we're going to head over to one of Scotland's most iconic locations, the Glenfinnan Viaduct. It's located at the top of Loch Shiel in the West Highlands of Scotland. It was completed around 1898. This may look familiar because it was featured in the Harry Potter films. When I was there, I wanted to get close to the bridge, so I walked underneath it. I was just shook by how big it actually was. After I hiked to the top to get a good vantage point so I could see the famous train go across the viaduct. Just really reminds you of those Harry Potter movies. Alright, so after Glenfinnan, we're going to head over to Edinburgh. Now, if you want to go back in time, Edinburgh is a must. It's where J.K. Rowling wrote her Harry Potter novels. When I started traveling, this was one of the first cities I visited. It's a medieval old town with intricate neoclassical buildings, cobblestone streets, and beautiful gardens. The iconic Edinburgh Castle overlooks the city and is home to Scotland's crown jewels. When I was there, I didn't go into the castle because I was being too cheap, but one of my favorite places was Calton Hill. It offers a beautiful view of the whole entire city. While we're still in Edinburgh, we're going to head over to Arthur's Seat. Now, Arthur's Seat is located in Holyrood Park, and it's a short walk from Edinburgh Centre. Arthur's Seat is an extinct volcano with an elevation of 823 feet. When I was there, I wanted to get as high as I could so I could see all of Edinburgh. I made a hike up and I reached the top. It was just so windy when I was there, nearly blew me over. After I hiked to the top, I had a good time just hiking around Holyrood Park and enjoying the views of one of UK's most iconic cities. Alright, well that is it for my United Kingdom top 10. The UK is just such a unique region in the world, and I hope all can witness its beauty and history. What was your favorite place in the video? Let me know in the comments below.
Wow,
Holy.
that's so cool. Eh?
That is some amazing
Yeah.
footage. Like, the white edges on that thing look like a puzzle piece.
Yeah,
It's so
yeah, it
cool.
really did, yeah. It's like no railings. You gotta walk.
Yeah.
It's just-
Everything's safety here. I
Yeah,
think,
yeah, there's.
It's like, fuck it, just run off the cliff.
You know what it is? Like, Canada's beautiful too, right?
Oh yeah,
It's
we've
got its beautiful
got a
things.
lot of trees.
But I think it's something about Europe and where we came from, like our heritage in Scotland. And she's probably from Scotland, or at least that's her.
Monroe is my
Monroe's,
maiden name. So.
And Jenkins is Welsh, so apparently.
Which explains the red hair.
But I think just going to a place that has the history
Yeah.
of our ancestors and such a deep history like the UK.
I've always wanted to see Scotland and Ireland, and you know,
So it's on our bucket list.
yeah, it's cool.
We will get there, and we've got lots of our friends on our channel here who are
Well, buy us a pint.
been grateful enough to give us a tour or buy us a pint. So
Yes. Oh, that'd be cool. That would be so cool.
yeah,
Yes.
So we're going to do that eventually. We will.
We're waiting for old dogs to die.
Yeah. But
Not
you never
this
know.
One. The one with cancer.
Maybe sooner than you think. You never know. But we're definitely going to be there. And we'll definitely let you know when we're going to be there. So let us know some other places that you think are great. And maybe I'll make my own little compilation clip
Absolutely.
of stuff. Give us some ideas of where, if we were to come to the UK
And visit.
where should we go?
Yeah.
What should we see?
Yeah.
We want to
actually,
know. We want to hear that from you.
Yeah, especially Scotland. For
Yeah.
me. You know.
That's right.
And I'm okay with little backtown pubs. You
Well,
know,
I think
whatever.
I think
Spend
when
an
you
evening there.
spend 2 or 3 weeks out there, you do more than just one country.
Yes.
At least do all
Apparently,
the
it
major
doesn't
stuff.
take long to drive around a whole bunch of places. and
Well,
stuff like
compared to
that.
Canada, it doesn't. But
Yeah.
it's all perspective. So. A 3-hour trip in the UK is big.
Yeah. Here
For us, it's like
visiting his parents. You know.
for us, it's like let's just go down to the parents today.
Yep.
We can even come back tonight.
It takes you like
4 hours later.
a week or so to get across this country.
Yeah.
you
So
know.
we're used to driving a lot.
Yeah.
All right, we'll leave it there.
Yes.
And we'll talk to you guys soon.
We've now got. Oh, hold on a minute. What's going on here? There's 2 blokes going to go in. Looks like they're going to go in. Oh, my hell. They've got him for a swim.